Hey there, it's Lerald. Today I'm going to be covering Blood Death Knights for patch 7.2.5. Let's start with what changed in the patch. First off, Blood got a 15% across the board damage buff, and 10% damage buffs to Death Strike and Heart Strike over the top of that. The terrible talent Soul Gorge was replaced with Heart of Ice, which is actually pretty strong for surviving long periods of high damage. That's it. The damage buff puts Blood right with the rest of the pack on offense, and because the class's defensive toolkit is based a lot on Leech, a 15% damage buff actually adds a lot of self-healing and tankiness. Blood also received 2 new Legendaries. Soulflare's Corruption, which can be useful on AoE but is otherwise kinda lame, and Soul of the Death Lord, which is decent if you need another defensive cooldown, but otherwise not all that great either. Taking a look at talents, here's the standard Blood setup. There are fights where you may want to change talents around to make things a little easier on yourself. For example, Heart of Ice and Rune Tap are both great for providing more cooldown coverage, and Bone Storm deals a ton of AoE damage. That said, this talent setup can handle just about anything. This is the basic offensive rotation for Blood DKs. When you're just getting started with the class, one of the main things you'll want to learn to do is just simply to not waste your resources. So you want to try to be certain that you're always death striking before you cap on runic power. You're using your runes before they sit there unused. And once you've gotten the hang of that, then you can start working on the more nuanced things like timing your death strike to maximize your self-healing. Here is the recommended initial artifact path. And this is the recommended artifact path once you've empowered your weapon. Haste is by far your best stat. Versatility is a good damage reduction and a decent DPS stat. Crit is a good DPS stat, but not really a great damage reduction stat. Mastery isn't great for either. Just to quickly go over the tier 20 bonuses, the 2-piece bonus causes you to basically just get a free 2500 versatility, which is awesome. The 4-piece bonus adds on to that by reducing the cost of Death Strike by 5 runic power. Because the buff is up all the time, these bonuses are pretty amazing. As a result, you're going to want to replace your tier 19 with tier 20 pretty much as quickly as possible. In the interest of not spending the next 20 minutes talking about every single good, bad, and ugly legendary that Blood DKs have available, here are the standout best choices. Skullflower's Hemostasis is excellent. Without a doubt the best DPS and self-healing legendary in practically every situation. If you get these shoulders, you probably won't take them off until next expansion. Shackles of Bryndaor are strong defensively, refunding a lot of runic power throughout combat. It's also worth noting that as long as you have any amount of versatility at all, minimum Death Strike casts will trigger the refund. Archimonde's Hatred Reborn is a really strong defensive cooldown and single target DPS tool. It scales with your health pool, so always try to combine it with health increasing effects like Vampiric Blood. I've started streaming on Twitch at Lerald Live, so check that out and give me a follow. You can also follow us on Twitter at WoW at Night, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye!